Folks at home, welcome back to the backyard bass pond. And yes, I know it's not Christmas anymore, but thanks to the 9-foot snowman and the motion detected sprinkler system we put in, we have not seen the blue heron. And in case you missed those videos, that was our last 2 videos about the backyard pond. There was a heron literally sitting right here trying to eat our 2 pet bass, Bonnie and Clyde. But the main reason for this video, we're going to build a holding tank. That way we can store and maybe even raise and breed different types of bait. You know, golden shiners, minnows, whatever we're feeding these fish. So I got all those parts in the garage. Let's go check them out and start building. Alright folks, time to get started building this bait well. And of course it's raining, but it seems like it rains here every day, so that's nothing new. But I'm going to go over the parts really quick to show you what we're working with. Start off, 100-gallon Rubbermaid tub, and I upsized my canister filter. I got the Fluval FX4, and it's sized for 250 gallons, but I wanted to have a lot of flow. You think about it, we may have up to 1,000 bait fish in here at any given time, so you want to really filter that water out. The tub came with just a plug on it, so what I want to do is, to start off with, I'm going to raise it up in the air. We got a bunch of bricks there, cinder blocks. We're going to raise it up in the air. That's going to give us better access to our outlet flow, as well as help the canister filter. If the canister's sitting down here on the ground and you have this sitting up higher, just the natural gravity will help that water flow. So I got all my parts for the plumbing. We're going to have to come out of that 1.5 inches and size that to where we can hook up a garden hose. I also got some underwater LED lights. Now the reason I'm putting it in the garage and not out there by the pond is because eventually some of these bait fish are going to die, which is going to put off an odor, and I don't want to attract any extra predators like raccoons around here. Alright, got a 3x3 concrete cylinder block base set up. Fits in there perfect. Now let's work on that plumbing. Alright, the first thing I did is install this adapter, which got us to 1.25 inches. And then I'm going to take this 1.25 inches, drop it down to 1 inch, and then this to go from 1 inch down to 3/4. And we got that down to the size we want it. I'm going to use this to extend out. That way when we put our valve on, it won't be right there and potentially hit this plastic. Alright, so that fit on nicely. The last thing left to do is add the water hose connector. There we go. It all fit on nicely. Now we have plenty of room to turn it off and on. Now, time to do a water test. Moment of truth. Just getting to the exit. Alright, see what we're looking like. Looks good to me. So our old 55-gallon tank used to be our bait tank, and you can see we've still got some minnows in there now. But I'm going to be taking this gravel out of the bottom of it. That'll help cycle our new bait well. It's got a lot of that beneficial bacteria already in the substrate. And if you guys have any ideas on what we should do with the 55-gallon tank after we free it up, leave it in a comment down below. Alright, got the base layer of substrate put in. I also got the LED light installed. Check out this remote. It's got a lot of different colors. We're on white right now. Let's look at blue. Ooh, that looks pretty good. Green. Oh man, I think green's going to be tough to beat. I think that's what we're going to end up going with. Let's just look at orange, red. Red looks pretty cool. Yellow. Never seen a yellow tank light. I think green is my favorite. Yeah, we're going to go with green to begin with. Alright, so next up I'm going to get the canister installed, and I'm going to try to run the intake valve all the way down here to the base. Alright, I'm starting to assemble the FX4 canister filter. These are the parts that go with it. And again, this is overkill. You don't necessarily need a filtration unit this size. Another reason I love Fluval, all the directions are right here on the lid with graphics. Alright, let's take a quick look at the inside of the filter. The top is just biofoam. Then you have these ceramic rings, which I'm pretty sure are BioMax. And then you have a whole nother layer of that down below it. And then on the very base layer is going to be just a carbon pad. But the one thing I like to do, the only thing I like to add right off the bat is a Purigen bag. Guys, if you want to get your water crystal clear, there's not a better product than Purigen. Carbon pad on the bottom, Purigen bag sitting on top of it, BioMax ceramic filters on top of it, another layer on top of it, and the biofoam on top. Nice. Now I'm going to go rinse everything out. I just got the intake hose cut and installed right here, And this is one thing I really want to point out. Since we're going to have small bait in here, these golden shiners are about 1.5 inches that we're putting in. I want to build a little rock wall right there over that intake valve, because you don't want that suction pressure sucking that bait up to the intake hosing right there. I got rocks completely covering our intake, and I'll be honest, I've never done this before. I hope it doesn't affect our flow rate, but I know I've had a lot of issues with bait fish getting suctioned in with an even smaller canister, so hopefully that will solve that issue. The only issue I've had so far with this canister filter, they made this part obviously for aquariums, not big tubs like this, and it's just a little too thin to go over that, so it won't hold the hose in place. But what I did, I just stacked 2 big rocks together. That's our return pipe. That's where the water is going to come back in the tank. I've just got it wedged down there right now. Alright, last thing left to do is fill her up. We got her almost full. I like that green glow it puts off. Now the last thing to do is cut on the canister. Blew some air bubbles out. Yep, everything's holding up in place. Looks like we got plenty of flow going through the rocks. Plenty coming out of the outtake. So now the last thing to do is let it cycle. So even though we put some media that was already in it, I'm still going to give this about a week. Alright folks, time for an update. If you ever want to cycle the water on your fish tank quicker and you have another aquarium, do like I did. I took the filter out of our 300-gallon tank that Moby and Sheriff are living in, and I put it in here, and that helps cycle the water really fast. And I put some test minnows down in there, and as you can see, they made it out alive the last few days. So water's good to go. So now we're putting the next inhabitant in here, and he is a bottom dweller. Here he is. Y'all remember our pet electric blue crawfish named Heisenberg? We had him in our old 10-gallon bait tank. We're gonna drop him in here. And the reason I'm putting him in here is because they're perfect for bait wells, because if a minnow dies and sinks down to the bottom, that's exactly what he eats. So they kind of act like catfish, and they eat all the waste in the tank. I know where he's gonna go. He's gonna go straight to the rocks over there. Yep, just like I expected. Might have to put his old house back down in the bottom there. Alright, it's been a little while since we checked in on Mr. Bowser, man. I just dropped him a little green vegetable nugget in there. He's going to town. Getting a little bit bigger. Eating good. We got the crawfish in the tank. He only comes out maybe a couple times a day. It's hard to catch him on camera. Still have some shrimp in there in the tank. They keep everything nice and clean. So the turtle tank's doing pretty good. Got him. Alright, if you're new to the channel, this is our 300-gallon aquarium, and this little guy right here has a never-ending appetite and will eat anything, including fingers. He's like a shark mixed with a piranha. I've never seen anything quite like him, especially a largemouth bass. Wouldn't you love to have a pond filled with Mobies and go frog fishing in it? We also got the massive bluegill over here, Mr. Sheriff. He's just chilling. We're gonna feed these boys some shiners, and I know who's gonna do most of the eating. Moby's New Year's resolution is to put on the pounds. That way he can make it to the backyard pond. Alright boys, time to eat. Look at him, he's ready. Oh, Sheriff got him one. Looks like Moby's attacking the rest. I don't think he's gotten them all, because there was about 6 or 7 of them in there. Moby's gotten his timing down to where he attacks the surface right when I'm dropping them in, and I've seen him get 2 or 3 in his mouth at a time, and I'm guessing that's what happened, because I didn't see. I had about 5 or 6 of them in there, and I know Sheriff only ate 1. But, oh well, Moby. That's it for tonight, buddy. That's a mean green machine right there. Alright folks, that's going to wrap up this video. Leave a comment down below on what type of bait you want us to put in our bait well. And we'll try to get that added in the next video. See you all next time.